And the first thing is you got to take accountability
Yeah.
for your own actions, man. You got to stop blaming people. A lot of people, you got to blame. Man, look, all of us came here with some flaws.
Yeah.
All of us may have, some of us may have drug addict parents, parents who weren't there, parents who did this, parents who did that. Hey, this is your life, man. You got to take accountability and you got to push on to make the life better for yourself.
Are you ready?
Yeah, you know I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go!
We're choosing to unlock the treasures from within. Winners don't back down, now we move forward. Destiny awaits, you got the power, so now roar. This is Relentless Conversations. Destiny awaits, you gotta move forward. Never back down, man, we always move forward. We got the power, it's locked within. My friend, you never give in, cause it's your time to win. This is Relentless Conversations.
Welcome to Relentless Conversations, where the conversations are always to push you forward in your destiny. The battle is yours to win. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yo, what's going on, fam? This is your boy, K Noel. We're coming back again with another episode for Relentless Conversations. Yo, I am excited to have this gentleman on with me today. He's incredible. We actually crossed paths back in college. So in an organization called Student African American Brotherhood, man, that was part of the thing that made me who you see today. So a lot of those experiences is what made me want to become that motivational speaker that you see now. So I'm just going to cut to the chase and introduce to you all Dr. Spaulding. What's going on, sir?
Hey, how's it going, man? How's it going, K Noel?
Appreciate it, man. What's going on? If you would, just tell the listeners and viewers a little bit about yourself.
All right. I am Dr. Robert Spaulding. I went to Middle Georgia State College, formerly Macon State College, where I met K Noel. I'm from the Macon area. I'm a practicing dentist now at Franklin Dental over on Gray Highway, if you're familiar with Macon. So yeah, that's just a little bit about myself.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Represent Macon. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, from Macon.
So here on Relentless Conversations, we like to talk about the journey, because everybody has a story leading up to where they are now, where they had to be relentless.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about doctors before you became the doctor.
Before I became a doctor, wow. Okay, yeah, I went through my share of hurdles. Starting from let's go back to elementary school, man. Okay. Had 2 parents who were incarcerated at, I believe I was about the age of 5, who were out of my life until the age of about 13, which I was raised mainly by my grandmother, my aunts and uncles here in Macon, Georgia. So there was a void there, but for me, it was kind of fortunate because I had my uncles, my aunts to fill that void. Parents returned when I was about 13. I went through some growing pains, and did not finish high school. Got into some trouble, jail time, things of that matter. Trying to find myself, and winded up in jail, and that was really the turning point for me. I started college after I went to jail. When I was in jail, I encountered a bunch of individuals, old and young. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I got to change for me. I started taking accountability for me, saying that, hey, no one can do this for me. I'm going to have to do it for myself. So after I came out of after I got out of jail, I went straight to college.
Wow.
Went to college. I hadn't graduated high school, but one of the things I've already knew about myself is that I can read, and And I stress this a lot with younger people that reading and comprehension is the pinnacle. If you can read, man, you can succeed really.
Yeah.
And that was one of my strengths going into college was that if you give me some time, I can read and understand anything. And I use that in my advantage. And that's how I got through college, just reading and comprehending. When I was younger, I used to read books, not knowing that I could comprehend things like I was doing, but I read a lot of books, read a lot of books. But that was the key. So when I went to college, it was more of like I had a family at the time.
Yeah.
And I had a family to support. And so I didn't want to I didn't want to be poor, you know. I was
Yeah.
just like everybody else. I didn't want to be poor. I wanted to make money. So I went to college and I went to college in the mindset of becoming a nurse. My mom was a nurse.
Okay.
Mom had gotten out of prison and had became a nurse. And so I saw her salary and I was like, wow, okay, she's providing fairly well for us. So I would become a nurse. So, I ended up going into respiratory therapy. I graduated in 2006. I did that. And then I was like, you know what? I want to do something else. I want to do something else that will kind of change my whole family dynamics on a financial scale. And I want to do something that I can do for myself. I can be my own promoter and I can be an entrepreneur. And so that's when dentistry fell in. And respiratory gave me that base and that foundation to go on and get my bachelor's in biology and to go to dental school. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome.
My fellow entrepreneur, it is Bobby Robinson, also known as the influencer attorney. And first of all, I'm sure by now you are enjoying the conversation with Relentless. I'm super excited to partner with Noel to offer 2 courses exclusively for his listeners. So the first course is a DIY business formation course. And this course is really for anybody who's trying to figure out what business entity. Is it an LLC? Is it a C Corp? So in this course, you'll learn everything you need to know about business entity formation, and I'll actually show you how to get it done in your respective state. The second course is a DIY trademark course, and this is one of my most popular courses. Everybody's trying to get their brand protected, and rightfully so. So in this course, I teach you everything that you need to know about trademarks, service marks, and more importantly, again, I literally show you step by step on how to get your brand protected by actually showing you how to file a trademark application. So I'm super excited to have you. Feel free to go ahead and register today, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care.
I was never really big in science. Science is not my thing. But tell me, what kind of seeds were planted in you when you were younger? Because I'm a big believer of no matter if you think the seeds are going to develop right then or whether it develops later on. And a lot of times it's developed later on because I had an uncle who used to drop a lot of seeds in me when I was younger. Of course, I was into the gang culture, so I wasn't hearing none of the stuff he was saying at the time. But when I got locked up and stuff, that's when a lot of those seeds were planted. I mean, they grew. So what kind of seeds were planted in you when you were younger that grew right then, when you was locked up?
Okay. So just like you, I had that uncle. Who had gone to school and he had spent a little time in jail. But he had gone to school, done fairly well, had a business for himself. And so I really looked up to him. Man, he would share everything with me and my family. The seeds mostly he planted with me was number one. If you can read something, you can comprehend it, you can do it. And my biggest hurdle in school was that I would go to class and I wouldn't get it that day. For instance, if a professor is lecturing, I might not understand it that day. And that at first, I thought maybe I was slow because I wasn't getting it. And I would look around the class and it seemed like everybody else was getting it. But my uncle used to tell me, hey, you may not get something on the first round. You might not get it on the second. You might not get it on the third, but you go home and you study it. So with me, it was knowing that I can learn something and I can take it home, study it, and learn it. And so when I applied those techniques at home and then I came back to school, to class, and I knew it, it was a confidence builder, you know. So those were the things, just like those little things like, hey, you can do this. All we're doing is reading. My uncle, he went to Fort Valley. He got an engineering degree. And so he would always say, he was like, Bobby, he called me Bobby. He was like, man, you can do any of this, man. You can do any of this. All it is reading and comprehending and spending some time with it. And I started spending some time with it. You know, I started going to cell biology, bringing it home, reading over it, and really studying it. Before college, I didn't know how to study. You know, I didn't know that, you know, sometimes you need to write things out. Sometimes you need to speak things or teach something to someone else. I didn't know that. So my uncle really gave me those seeds to where, hey, you may not get it the first time, but you take it home and you study it and then you get it. So, you know, he kind of cleared it up for me that, hey, you can do any of this. And this is how you do it. I used to watch my uncle study at the kitchen table. I spent some time with him, living with him. So I used to see him come home and study calculus and study all these heavy maths. So I pretty much had a foundation to look at. And I had an uncle who was like, man, that what you see on TV is not real, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the sport thing, like only man, a small percentage of people are gonna go to the NBA.
Yeah.
Small percentage of people are gonna go to the NFL. So those type of careers, I was like, I'm athletic, but not athletic enough to go to the NFL or NBA.
Yeah.
So I relied on something on my strength, which was reading and comprehension, and I like biology. So that's where I went.
That's awesome, man. So
If I answer that question.
so let me ask you this, and we go back to in between when you're getting out of jail
Yeah.
and get ready to go to college.
Yeah.
Did you face like some challenges and temptations to instead of going forward to go backwards?
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to face temptation. Okay, so for me, it was like, man, I wanted to get paid. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to get paid. Back then, I think the Cadillac Escalade had just come out. And I was like, man, I'm gonna get me an Escalade. And at that point, right before I went to jail, I was working with my dad. I was making all right money for a kid, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta go to school so I can make some real money and I can get me an Escalade. So the biggest challenge for me was the unknown, being that, man, can I really learn on that level? Can I really comprehend? Can I succeed? Because at that time, there were a lot of friends of mine and family who had gone to college and had told me how hard it was. And I was like, you know what? I did have a backup plan. I was like, if this does not work, I'm gonna go drive trucks. I'm gonna
Okay.
drive trucks. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a shot. I'm gonna give it my best shot. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna see what happens. And fortunate, man, I started passing courses. It took me a little time at first because I had been out of school. I didn't graduate. So I was starting, you know, behind. So I had to catch up. I had to catch up with everything. So once I caught up, once I got my first degree and I went back, it was like clockwork because at that time I know how I study. I know I got my groove. I know what to do when I come home. I know how I'm gonna get this information the fastest. You know,
Yeah.
you got your foundation. So once I established that, it was on. And I was like, okay, let's take the next course. Let's take the next course. And now I'm looking at, hey, 4 years or 2 or 3 years, I'm finished with this degree and I can start applying to dental school.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking like, okay, I'm looking at my goal and I'm going and I'm like, okay, we're on the road now. And that was fun. Actually, obtaining my biology degree was actually very fun to me because I like biology. And I tell anyone, go into something that you like, that you can take home and you can read every day easily, because that's what you like. I like biology. So it was cool. You know, I like learning about cells and things like that. So it was cool. So that gave me an edge. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Can't know, but he like
Man, because you and I can't admit I just took biology last fall again for the second time, and this time I actually came through with an A.
Yeah, okay.
But I had to make it work for me.
Yeah.
And I had to start looking at these in a way that I could use it in speaking terms, as a motivational speaker, like, oh man, I can use this, it's talking about recycling. Okay, I can use this way. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can use that way. So man, in the end, I end up liking biology just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I still like my numbers and stuff. So, but I'll let you have the science.
Okay, no, I want to, but okay, so temptation. When I went back to school, there was less temptation because I got away from making. Wow. That was the first thing I did.
Okay.
Out of jail, I went to Gordon College.
Okay.
I started at Gordon College. And the reason I did that was because I didn't know anybody in Barnesville. And I knew a lot of my friends that I knew in Macon would not be in Barnesville. Okay. And so that decreased a lot of temptation to doing anything else that I wasn't, that I was doing previously. So I went and lived in Barnesville for about a year and went to college at Gordon College. And so that's why I started. So the temptation for me, I was like, I got to get away from everybody. Okay. That was the first thing. So once I did that, that really put me in an area where nobody knew me. Nobody knew my past. No one could say, oh, you Robert, man, you silly, or you doing this, or, you've been doing these crazy things or whatever. It put me in an area of people who didn't know me that I can establish a first impression with. Okay. And so I can kind of recreate myself. Wow. I can be this guy who is, smart and witty, and, without the distractions of people who knew me from Macon.
Yo, what's up, fam? This is your boy K Noel back again. Yo, check this out. For all my authors, my business owners, my coaches out there, are you looking to get your business, your book, your program in front of another audience? Then this is for you. Relentless Conversations is looking to partner with you. Yes, you. So what I need you to do right now, all serious inquiries, email right now, podcast@relentlessmotivationalgroup.com. Hey, I'm looking to hearing from you so we can work together to strive to go forward. All right, let's go. Goals. How many goals have you set up for yourself when you gave up because it was too hard? How many times did you feel you weren't good enough because the journey seems tedious? I too felt this way, but then things changed. I realized I had to change how I think. I had to change who I was. I had to be relentless. I am K Noel. I want to tell you about my book, Be Relentless. It teaches how to understand your roar, your design path, hitting your mark, and much more. Purchase your copy of Be Relentless today at www.relentlessmotivationalgroup.com. It's not just another book. It's a movement. So are you ready to be relentless? Yeah.
Yeah.
So from what it looks like, when you went to Gordon, it gave you the traction that you needed to start, going and get that focus going.
Yeah, exactly. And I highly advise that because, if you're around people that you went to school with for years, you're going to want to go out and have fun with them and do the things that they're doing.
Yeah.
Separating yourself is the biggest thing. You going, hours away from your home where nobody knows you.
Yeah.
And, you can really focus on your goal. It's pinnacle. Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say to your younger self now?
What would I say to my younger self? Leave them girls alone. No, I was leave them women alone, man. I'm just playing. I love my wife. She's right here.
I don't want to see a shoe come flying across the screen.
No, man. Just my younger self. I would have had. I love my kids and everything. My kids have been my biggest inspiration because, right after I came back from Gordon College, I had a son. So he kind of inspired me to do other things too. So it's like, you know what? I don't know if I would tell my younger self anything other than just maybe staying focused, because everything I've been through, it kind of pushed me to do something else.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I hadn't had a son and a wife that I would really be as focused as I was, because I was not doing it for myself. I was doing it for my family. So I had someone else counting on me, So I don't know if in that regard, if I would change anything, to be honest with you, because those things that I went through, it made me into the person you see today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, as you was talking, I love your answer, because just like you said, if you was to change something, it could change where you are right now. And I know a lot of people, they wish they could change their past and stuff like that. I don't want to change anything about my past, because that's what helped me to get to where I am. And I think a lot of people fail to realize that or see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, man, what we're going to do now, we're going to transition a little bit. So in the form, I asked you your favorite motivational speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a clip that I'm going to play, and this part is called Let's Talk About It.
Okay.
So I'm going to play this clip, and then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Some of you, you know what you want. You know what you want, but you are not personally willing to do the work it takes to get it. What you're trying to do is do what you've done on this level and get the next level. You're trying to do exactly what you're doing on this level. You're like, I'm getting up every day. I'm putting in 2.5. I'm putting in 3, and I'm not getting the opportunity. The opportunity might require 3.5. Whatever it takes, you got to be willing to do it. And you keep saying you're not there because of something else, because it's easier to blame somebody else.
So let's talk about it, man.
Yeah. I like that's my boy E.T., man. I like E.T., man. He's I've been following him for a few years now, man. I like his story. Didn't graduate high school, homelessness, fatherless household. Came out of Detroit. Really doing his thing now, man. Went back, got his doctorate, doing it big on the every level, man. So yeah, he's proof that, hey, you can do anything, and the first thing is you got to take accountability for your own actions, man. You got to stop blaming people. A lot of people, you got to blame. Man, look, all of us came here with some flaws.
Yeah.
All of us some of us may have drug addict parents, parents who weren't there, parents who did this, parents who did that. Hey, this is your life, man. You got to take accountability, and you got to push on to make the life better for yourself. So yeah, I like E.T. I like it.
Yeah. When we talk about accountability, man, that was something that I had to learn, because that dealing with accountability, I wanted to blame everybody else for what happened to me or why I ended up on this path and stuff. But when I started looking inside me, that's when the real growth started happening.
Yo, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Tree, the LPC. Have you ever wondered why you won't let others get close to you? Does it bother you that you feel disconnected from family members and friends? Do you think that you might have imposter syndrome? Well, be sure to tune in to the Self-Aware and Effed Up podcast to learn more about yourself as well as taboo topics in mental health. Also, be sure to follow me, Tree the LPC, on all social media platforms under the handle Tree the LPC.
Yo, what's going on, fam? This is your boy, K Noel. Look, a lot of you have been asking me questions on what did I do to get started? How did I pattern out my episodes? How did I reach out to different guests? Well, here's your opportunity now to learn everything that I have done leading up to episode 50. I will show you how to monetize. I will show you how to reach out to different guests. I'm showing you so much behind the scenes stuff that I do in my own podcast. So coming soon is my podcast course. Be sure to tune in and check it out. All right? K Noel, your relentless motivator. Now I'm motivating you to start your podcast. I'm out. Why would you say accountability is so important?
Accountability is so important because you can't control anybody else's actions except yours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can't control what your parents do.
Yeah.
You can't control who you're born to. If you were born to Bill Gates and you were rich, would you be complaining about being rich? No. If you were born to a purpose, you're going to complain about being poor. So you can't control anybody else's actions before you. The only person you can control is K Noel. And so having said that, K Noel is the master of his boat. You know,
Yeah.
You're the master of your destiny, you and God, man. So whatever you're doing today, whatever you're doing today is going to account for you 5 years from now.
Yeah.
You gotta look at it like that, because when I went to school, I graduated 2013. It's 2022, man. So wow, it's like, wow, what I did back then has got me here.
Yeah.
So those things that I did then, it's got me this far. So what I'm doing right now is going to further me 5 years from now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you have the last words to encourage or speak life into our listeners and viewers.
Yeah. I would say to the listeners and viewers, get away from distractions. Find out what you like. Find out really what makes you tick, what you want to do with your life, and go after it, man. Go after it. You know, you can do it. It's already in you. Whatever you want to do, it's already in you. You've already got all the tools. You don't need anyone to come and promote you and put you on this or that spot. You know, when I first started applying to dental school, it was all of people used to tell me, oh, I know this person, they can put me on, or they know that person. That didn't work. That didn't work, man. Just put in the work, focus on you. And it may take a year, it may take 5. You got to be willing to do the work. And you'll get a breakthrough, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Where can everybody find you on social media?
On Facebook, I'm Robert Spaulding. Facebook. On Instagram, I'm Fit Doctor 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, Fit Doctor 2020. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And please, you know, any of your listeners who are dentistry. We didn't talk a lot about dentistry, but dentistry is a fantastic career. And really, I'm trying to work on something where I can get more specifically Black males into dentistry. We represent like less than 1% of dentists in the entire United States.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and dentistry is a fantastic career, man. It's you can do whatever you want to do. You can be an entrepreneur. You can start multiple practices. You can teach. You can. There's a lot of avenues in dentistry, and the pay is excellent. It's excellent, man. What I've been doing in dentistry is it's not work to me. You know, I love what I do. You can go ask my staff. They like, I come to work, I have fun with the kids, I do the procedures, leave and go home. perfect work-life balance. Man, dentistry is great. I think a lot of us don't know how to become a dentist or a physician. I was just talking to someone in the gym. He was like, I didn't even know how to become a dentist. Yeah. So if anyone out there wants to, become a dentist or a physician, I got some friends who are physicians as well. Tell them to inbox me, contact me. I can push them in the right direction. We can get some dreams happening, man. We can get some people, because the more people, the more males we can get into this, black males, because we're nowhere. I'm telling you, we're like a rarity. Be better, man, for families, because the family starts with the man. So, we need more black males into medicine.
No doubt.
Mhm.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, man, for taking the time out to have this conversation with me, man. And I love seeing from where you come from, just from hearing it, from where you come from to where you are now, man. And so, yeah, man. Again, I appreciate you.
Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Kay, man.
No doubt. And as for my listeners, my viewers, you already know the drill. Whatever time of the day it is, you all have a great day, a great evening, great morning. Leave no days left behind and be relentless. I am K Noel, your relentless motivator, and I am out.
We're choosing to unlock the treasures from within. Winners don't back down, now we move forward. Destiny awaits, you got the power, so now roar. This is Relentless Conversations. Destiny awaits, you gotta move forward. Never back down, man, we always move forward. We got the power, it's locked within. My friend, you never give in, cause it's your time to win. This is Relentless Conversations.